It's high school football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. Greetings from Luers Field on the south side of Fort Wayne, where it's homecoming for the Knights, who welcome in the north side legends. Bishop Luers may have the most storied program history in Northeast Indiana, but this season, it's Northside that has an offense taking the area by storm. After consecutive losses, the Knights are aiming to get back on track, while the Legends wouldn't mind a track meet kind of game to win their second in a row. It's an SAC rivalry renewed. Next. Hi, everyone, and a pleasant Friday night to you. I'm John Nolan alongside Cale DeVoe. Thanks so much for joining us on the Neverends Sports Network. It's week 5 of high school football in Indiana. So at halftime tonight, we'll officially be halfway through the regular season. And Cale, as the season reaches its midpoint, Bishop Luers is looking to shake off a loss last week on the road at Concordia, while Northside is trying to build off of a win at home against Wayne.
Very important week here for the Knights, John. Coming back home, maybe some home cooking just what they need in front of a homecoming crowd. Got to have that short memory from that shutout loss last week, but you got to react quickly here. You got a high-flying offense on the other side of the field in Northside.
So the Knights take the field here at home in the all-black. Bishop Luers and 1-3 now on the season, while Northside comes in at 2-2 in an ever-competitive SAC. Might be as loaded as we've ever seen it this year. And both these teams feel like they've been through the gauntlet of their schedule early on. Each team has played first-place Carroll. For the Knights, their most recent home game was here against Homestead. As for Northside, they've seen Dwenger. So for both teams, they feel like they've seen the toughest part of their schedule, and they hope it has them prepared going forward.
I tell you, that SAC, John, is just an absolute slog through the conference. There really are no off weeks in this conference. Big game tomorrow is Dwenger and Carroll. It's supposed to be in India as originally scheduled, John.
Yeah, Lucas Oil Stadium, but instead that'll be at Carroll tomorrow night. We checked the SAC schedule presented by Polypro Concrete Coating. So tonight, one of 4 matchups in the Summit City.
Huge night. Northrop, Concordia also. Snyder and Homestead, always just some great rivalries in this conference, and both teams on the field getting riled up. I'm ready for some football, John. This feels great.
Yeah, there's some juice on the Bishop Luers sideline, looking to create more energy early on after a sluggish start last week at Concordia. Really set them back, and they weren't able to overcome it in a 38-0 defeat. Said it's week 5, and for a 5th consecutive week, we've got dry and sunny conditions, and on this final Friday of summer, technically, it is starting to feel a bit more like fall.
Well, very fitting. You know, you get some nice, crisp, cool air. It just really feels like football tonight here, John. What more could you ask for here in an evening here in Northeast Indiana for some football?
Yeah, and this field, which is maintained by the dads of the Luers football program, natural grass, and looking in great condition here halfway through this season. It's time now for the pregame coin toss, and of note, the 2 players out there for the Legends right now, number 7, LaShawn Miller, and number 9, Trayvon Redmond. They actually flip-flopped numbers this week, and the Legends are playing with heavy hearts tonight. For that matter, everyone around the Northeast Indiana football community right now dealing with the pain that the Northside family experienced earlier this week as Trayvon's older brother, Theo Redmond, who just graduated from Northside in the spring, member of the class of 2020, and for that matter, last year, an honorable mention all-state player on the defensive side of the ball, unthinkably lost his life as he was shot in Youngstown, Ohio, earlier in the week. And so Theo had been number 9, and he was such a big part of this rebirth of the Northside program. And so now it's his younger brother, Trayvon, who wears that number 9 tonight and trying to honor the life and legacy of his brother.
Tough kid right there, John. Can't imagine what's going through his head. Prayers and thoughts and prayers to his family. Take the guts. Want to see what kind of game he has tonight. Hard not to root for the kid.
Absolutely unthinkable pain in our hearts, and as you said, thoughts and prayers are with Northside and in particular the Redmond family.
Honored him with a 9-second moment of silence. Nice moment there between the both squads, all the fans as well.
Certainly a classy gesture here on the part of Bishop Luers, and later in our broadcast we'll tell you how else Northside has honored the loss of Theo earlier in the week. As challenging as it is, Northside playing with heavy hearts tonight, but looking for an inspired effort here on the road at Bishop Luers. It's a touchback to start things off. Benito Romero, member of the soccer team, handles the kicking duties for Northside as well. Sends that one into the end zone. No return for Sir Hale. Number 2, last time the Knights were home in a loss against Homestead, it was Hale who had nearly a touchdown on a kickoff return. Took one all the way down inside of the 10-yard line. In this situation, though, the Knights offense will set up shop at the 20, led by junior quarterback Carson Clark, under the direction of head coach Kyle Lindsay.
Let's see if he can get in a rhythm tonight, John. Struggled against Concordia. Important to him to get in a quick rhythm here.
And the lefty gets off to a quick start with a completion to Brody Glenn, his favorite target. And on the screen, Glenn close to a first down. And indeed it is. The chain's already moving for Bishop Luers. And the Knights here mix it up, going no huddle. 3 receivers on the top side of your screen for the 6'2", 180-pound junior. Fake on the handoff to Ramon Anderson. Deep ball, caught. Glenn makes a move, and he's into Legends territory. But the ball came out, recovered by Northside. Arian McCarter. And a flag at the end of the play.
Say the offensive line there gave him a great pocket, threw a great ball downfield. You just got to protect that ball a little bit better.
Clark and Glenn have had great chemistry. Glenn's been the top target for the Knights so far this season. And he'll look to rebound after the miscue. So a turnover on the opening possession. This was something that hurt the Knights last week as well. So that penalty was against Northside. So the Legends do get the ball, but not quite the field position they initially thought they would have. They still will start on the Luers side of the field at the 49. Deuce Taylor, the senior quarterback. Not only is he the top quarterback so far this season in the SAC's top 10 in the country in passing, but the Legends go to the ground and they give it right back.
Buckle up, John, and back and forth. I was really curious what this defense was going to do against a quarterback like this, but right away creating the turnover. That's huge for the Knights.
Looked like number 21, Mason Daring, the junior linebacker, scooped it up. I want to talk about standout performers. Daring, second in the SAC this season in tackles, and they're a fumble recovery. And what do you know, water finds its level in a way. This is right about where the Knights would have been if not for the previous fumble. And so now it's a new set of downs. Clark and company looking to have a short memory. Time for Clark, and his pass on the slant incomplete. He was looking for Antoine Lake, a junior. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And Bishop Luers really has an opportunity here in this game. Northside allowing about 35 points a game, can get up early. You got to get going. You got to put that Concordia game behind you. And I've liked the poise early from the quarterback here. 2 balls downfield. He's got a nice throwing motion.
Yeah, and some of those defensive numbers for Northside certainly took a hit in their loss against Carroll, the Chargers, who are ranked 6th overall in the state. First touch for the senior, Ramon Anderson. He's got a burst to the outside, ushered towards the sideline. And it was Ronald Collins III who gets credit for the tackle. Collins, a guy who goes both ways for the Legends. He's a wide receiver as well, and for that matter, Ramon Anderson, a top player for the Knights on both sides of the ball.
Playing safety in the secondary on the defensive side. Important playmaker, maybe get Clark some. If they can get the running game going, maybe get Clark going and make that secondary ease off a little bit.
Trips to the left for the southpaw on 3rd and 7. Clark airs it deep, and it's caught. Down to the 12-yard line, Krishan Menson with a first down and more.
See, that's complete trust from your wide receiver there, John. Clark just threw it right up, and he went and made a play. Huge.
Exactly right. One-on-one, and Menson, a junior, in his first year in the program, transferring in from Northrop. Not necessarily Randy Moss out there, listed at 5'8", but he made a play. From the 12, it's Sir Hale on the ground, who gets swallowed up.
I'm just going to get this out of the way, John. There's some great names in this ball game today. So just starting with Sir Hale, Ramon Anderson's a good name.
And Sir Hale, though, more than just a name, the Knights coaches have really loved what he's done this year. A junior leader. Hale still in there to the left of Clark. Clark pumps. Scrambling, throwing across his body. Touchdown, Knights! Jaden Hill. And the sophomore gives Bishop Luers an early lead.
See, Clark right there just did a really good job, went through his progression, rolled out, bought some time, and kept his eyes downfield and saw the open receiver. Great composure. You can't ask for a better start from the Knights right now.
5th touchdown pass of the season for Carson Clark. Great response for him after the struggles last week at Concordia. And there's an extra point for another sophomore, Roel Pineda. And Cale, that's a theme here with this Bishop Luers team. Yeah, they're 1-3. A couple things to keep in mind. They're the smallest school in the SAC. Enrollment of about 550 students compared to, in this case, Northside, well over 1,000 students. Northside at the 5A classification, while the Knights are 2A in football. And then on top of that, while this Northside team is full of seniors, there are hardly any seniors on the field for Bishop Luers, and as a matter of fact, there are a lot of sophomores who are impact players.
I mean, there's a lot of talent on the field, and Northside, just kind of where they've been under their current coach. They've been doubling their win total the last couple of years, started with a winless season, and these seniors have taken their lumps and they've really learned how to play football. And now they're really rolling, and I think Luers in that same position now, starting to build back up. I think Coach Lindsay here, he's getting them on the right track. Just take a little bit of time, and I think we're seeing it on the field right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. Right now, Luers can look across the way sort of for some inspiration and some hope for the future of their program. The Legends, under the leadership of Mike Brevard, one of the top young coaches, definitely in the state of Indiana.
Absolutely.
Arguably in the entire country. Coach Brevard, not yet 30 years old, in his 4th year as the head coach here at Northside. Well, the Legends turned it over with a fumble on their first play from scrimmage on offense, and they're nearly coughed up the kickoff return. They do maintain possession, but will not have ideal field position for their second drive.
You mentioned the field conditions earlier, John, and the ball's not super slick. It's not settling in or getting wet that early, but I don't know what's the deal with Northside here. Having some trouble keeping their hands on the ball.
Well, again, you can only imagine right now what's going through the heads of 16, 17, 18-year-olds after one of their great friends was taken earlier this week. And you almost do have to wonder here as the ball winds up on the grass yet again if maybe these balls did take a trip through the popcorn maker earlier.
I think maybe for Northside, like you mentioned, maybe just take a couple deep breaths. You're playing with some heavy hearts. Maybe get hit a few times, get back together, and maybe they can just get a good drive down the field here.
By the way, you can notice that in addition to the red and white uniforms for Northside, they also have blue with number 9, and a phrase that resonates with their lost loved one, Theo Redmond, of slapped out. That's on the front, and on the back, R.I.P. Theo. Third and 15 for Northside.
So you maybe expect a QB draw or a handoff here. Maybe just kind of get out of the shadow of their goal post here and get position for a punt.
Taylor's pass is caught across the middle. Sean Lambert got hit hard. The ball may have come out. Or was Lambert already ruled down? Not a fumble, but it is 4th down for the Legends. They'll be forced to punt. How about that gang tackling right there for the Knights?
Great pursuit by Bishop Luers. They're playing with their hair on fire right now. They do not look like a 1-3 team early.
Again, it's a proud program, a tradition unlike any in Northern Indiana. They're not used to being in a situation here at 1-3 to start their season.
And another break.
The punt is blocked, recovered in the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. Brendan Mitchell. The junior falls on it in the end zone. And Bishop Luers is out to a stunning 13-0 lead early.
And he just did not get the punt off well, off the side of his foot. Just right place, right time in the end zone. I tell you, it's all Knights early right now.
Mitchell starts at right guard on offense. He blocked it and he recovered it. Roel Pineda already 1 for 1. Now he's 2 for 2, and it's 14-0 Knights. Kyle Lindsay, the 8th-year head coach for Bishop Luers, leading a program that his father Matt was in charge of from 1987 through 2012. A great part of really a dynasty here for Bishop Luers. 11 state titles to their name. Beyond that, some 15 semi-state championships, 19 regional titles. Their most recent coming just a couple years ago in 2018. They've got 24 sectional titles, even 7 SAC crowns. They may not be in the race for an SAC title this year, but they look like a different team here tonight than the squad that lost in lopsided fashion the last couple weeks.
Coach Lindsay knows a thing or two about coaching here. This ain't his first rodeo.
He got his kids' attention coming into this one. And let's see now how Northside can bounce back. There's Sir Hale. He returns kickoffs, and he tackles returners too. And in a way, Hale sort of exemplifies what this Knights team is all about. A guy who's on the field all the time, was just out on special teams. He's a featured running back. He starts at cornerback too, so he's staying out there. He's undersized, but he's got heart, he's got grit, and so far that is what has helped lead Luers to this 2-touchdown advantage.
He just does whatever Coach Lindsay asks him to do. He's all over the field, and he's a real spark plug for this team.
Deuce Taylor unloads, incomplete. Was looking for a long ball there. Adrian Sewell on the deep route. It's incomplete. Now, one thing to consider, while Northside certainly, didn't game plan to be in this spot down 14 points, they certainly have the offensive firepower here to rally. To repeat what we said earlier, senior quarterback Deuce Taylor ranks 9th in the entire country in passing yards so far this season. He's averaging 312 yards in the air per game. It's a pitch on 2nd and 10. Hassan Lambert to the outside. Solid pickup. It'll set up a 3rd and manageable.
You mentioned Deuce Taylor, 14 touchdown passes, or 14 total passes on the season. He's rushed for 1, thrown for 13. He's completing 60% of his balls. This game ain't far from being over yet. This offense can get clicking in a hurry. He's got a lot of speed on the outside. But what I've liked early from the Bishop Luers defense is they are getting to Taylor. Caused a hurry there on that first throw because Bishop Luers only has 2 sacks on the season. I'm curious if they can get Taylor uncomfortable here.
Another handoff for Lambert, who sneaks his way through the middle, has a first down and a few more. And we should point out how for Northside, it's not just about Deuce Taylor and the weapons that he has at wide receiver. Hassan Lambert, the muscular 5'10", 185-pound senior, he's averaging more than 100 yards per game on the ground himself.
So he's a big back, tough to bring down. If he's running at me, John, I'm going to have to make a business decision and get out of the way there.
No kidding. The man in motion gets it. Tay Johnson making things happen on the outside. Tay Johnson, a freshman. So while this Northside team is heavy on senior leadership, and it's the group that came into the program at the same time that Coach Brevard did, while they're heavy on seniors, they've got a couple of freshmen who start, including Johnson, a top target at receiver. Also note, on the right side of the line, tackle Jordan King is a freshman. Lambert powering his way through the middle, picks up another first down. Now King, a freshman at right tackle. Otherwise, though, it's 4 seniors. Jake Lambert, Jalen Walker, Brandon Brundage, and Aspen Pipper Board. And those guys deserve a lot of credit for the success of the Legends offense so far this season.
And this roster is full with 19 seniors, but very important with a guy like Bronte Johnson, the freshman, second leading receiver in catches. Important for that young talent to get going here.
Lambert through the middle, still rumbling inside the 10. Ball came out at the end, but it's ruled that Lambert was already down. And right now, Hassan Lambert, who last week was awarded as Northside's dog of the game, and another way of saying he was one of their players of the game for that kind of mentality on display with that run. He was also one of their special teams players of the game, and he's trying to ignite his team here in this first quarter.
Seeing credit to that offensive line right there with a huge hole on the left side for Lambert.
Taylor with a toss for Johnson to the perimeter. Tay Johnson dragging defenders with him down towards the pylon. Crazy ability for a first-year high schooler. Coach Brevard has raved about Deuce Taylor's leadership, and he's not alone in that big senior class. These guys are showing their poise on this drive. Into the flat, it's caught. Touchdown to Legends, Jordan Turner. And Northside is on the board.
Just a little pitch and catch right there, John. Doesn't get any easier. Single coverage on the outside. Bishop Luers playing a little bit off, but enough for Northside to get some daylight. Easy touchdown.
Excellent poise from Northside after falling into the 14-0 hole. Pretty quick answer. Benito Romero's extra point is good on the bounce. The iron was kind, like a free throw shooter.
Friendly rims here at Luers Field.
Yeah, those rims inside last year hosted the SAC champs in basketball on the boys' side. And right there, Romero's extra point now has cut this Knights lead in half. It's been a fan-friendly kind of game so far. 21 points in the first 8 or so minutes. Not a full house here at Luers Fields here tonight, but about as full as it can be for week 5 during a pandemic.
I mean, it feels normal, John. It's just great to see get back
normal,
in the stand,
right?
just, you know, back in that sports environment. Football's back. 2020 is almost over, folks.
At this point, still a limited number of tickets allotted to each school for games in the SAC. And for that matter, those who are here are socially distanced in the bleachers.
You know, even the Northside crowd, great showing for them.
For sure. Well, they're fired up about their Legends. They're probably one of the best 2-2 teams in the entire state. And this week's latest state poll, Northside ranked number 10 in Class 5A. 6A, the largest classification in the state. Bishop Luers, they're like David, just a 2A school here in the SAC. Off the hands of Glenn, incomplete.
One score update for you, John. Homestead up on Snyder 7-0 early in that game.
Homestead last week had an epic win over Bishop Dwenger in 3 overtimes. That was after Homestead was here at Luers Field a couple weeks ago, came away with a victory. Knights trying to snap a 2-game skid while the Legends are looking to get on a run and win their second in a row. Ramon Anderson lost the ball but recovered. It'll be 3rd and long. In fact, in that loss against Homestead, Anderson missed most of that game with an injury. Knights were already up against it, against a dominant 6A program like Homestead, and then not even at 100%. But so far tonight, out to a 14-7 lead, with all 3 phases of the game contributing, including a blocked punt recovered for a touchdown. A couple of fumble recoveries, too.
I don't want a coney dog. That's nasty.
Clark fires, incomplete.
I want a concession
Krayshawn Minson had a big gainer earlier in this quarter. That one was off of his hands.
Dangerous too, north side secondary surrounding.
If so, I apologize.
Maybe one he ought to bring in.
I don't want any of that. What are you doing? Yeah, you're not waiting for that.
Brody Glenn, the receiver, handles the punting duties for Bishop Luers. He was not their punter to start the season, but caught the eye of the coaches with his ability to do a job like that. Another impressive punt for the junior Brody Glenn. But now Northside's offense will retake the field here and a chance to tie the game on this drive.
Good roll, Northside starting with their best field position early in this game.
Why?
And really like what they did, mixing in some run there, run heavy drive there. Maybe Taylor opens it up a little bit here.
We'll see. Deuce Taylor, who began his high school career at Snyder, transferred to Northside last year. He's a D1 prospect, has already been offered by a handful of MAC schools, including Toledo and Akron, Eastern Michigan, and Central Michigan. Throws that one out into the flats at Tay Johnson, and there's that freshman again. He's a problem.
It's just a simple screen pass to the left side of the field there, and some great speed blowing by the Luers defenders. You said it, John. He's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem for 4 years in this conference.
Oh, I mentioned how Taylor is a D1 prospect. Probably safe to say Tate Johnson already is here, even as he's only 4+ games into his high school career. On first down, Deuce Taylor will show off the ability to run as well. He's got a first down. Met at the second level. Taken down around the 26.
And there, I like the decision making right there from Taylor. Slip, lose your feet, get your head up, see what you can see downfield. And with that quick decision making, not really seeing what he wants, takes it right downfield, finds a big hole, first down. Legends.
And with the way that Deuce has performed early on this season, he's starting to draw looks from bigger schools too. Interest from the likes of IU. And I know you're a big Boilermakers guy. Maybe you can send a report to West Lafayette. Incomplete.
And understandably, John, like any recruit, I mean, some nice MAC offers there, but of course you want to wait for that Big Ten, that big offer.
So I guess the Big Ten coaches won't have quite as much time to dedicate to recruiting now going forward in about a month or so at least. Big news earlier in the week at the college level with the announcement that the Big Ten, after all, will play this season. But thankfully, high school football here in Indiana has really gotten off to a smooth start. There's another hard run by Hassan Lambert.
Even with the Big Ten coaches getting practice ramping back up, I believe the recruiting period, dead period, was extended into January by the NCAA. So Zoom meetings continue for these coaches.
Yeah, and just about everyone else with their jobs in school for that matter too. This is 3rd and 1. Taylor in the pistol. Handoff, Lambert. Spins off of a tackle. Legs still churning. Sniffing the goal line. He's got the first down, though.
Man, strong run, John. Luers, Knights going in there, stripping for the ball. Like you said, keeps the legs churning. Impressive run.
Two minutes to go in this first quarter. An entertaining first quarter, and we appreciate you joining us here on this Friday night. Friday Night Football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. It's 1st and goal from the 6. Taylor snaps it, and it's incomplete off the hands of Jordan Turner.
John, that's one he's going to have back. That had 6 written all over it. Just got his head turned a little too quickly, took his eyes off the ball. thinking about 6 too quick.
Bishop Luers scored the first 14. Northside attempting to equalize. Handoff. Lambert. Just short. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Legends go no
back to
huddle.
the line quick here. Under center.
Taylor taking it himself. No word yet. Still waiting. Now we're waiting for the Jeopardy music.
Is this were the refs? Is this a case of the officials not being ready and they ran to play too quick?
Lambert himself ready to call it.
I mean, clearly across the line.
Aaron Kosick, our lead referee here tonight. Well, it's not a touchdown there, so it's 4th and goal from the goal line. And Northside will go for it here in this final minute of the first quarter. Taylor under center again. Draws movement.
A good use of the hard count. Half the inch to the goal, you get an automatic first down out of that.
Knights defense got over anxious. That's going to be another teaching moment for this youthful Bishop Luers team, reliant on so many sophomores, a lot of juniors, and hardly any seniors. Taylor hands it off, and the Legends have another touchdown. LaShawn Miller.
A full house in the backfield there. It's a good push from his fellow running backs behind him. Good push by the O-line. Touchdown, Legends.
A fake.
I'm not quite sure if that was a fake there, John. They had trouble with the snap there and take good awareness to try and make a play out of it, but incomplete pass, 2's no good.
Yeah, good catch there. And by the way, for Miller, I believe that was his first touch of the season on offense.
Well, LaShawn, an outstanding defensive player himself. Gets about 10 tackles a game. He's got 9 tackles for loss with a sack. Dude's a monster on that defense.
Yeah, and again, it was Miller who traded his uniform number 9 with Trayvon Redmond, who had been wearing number 7, and Trayvon's older brother Theo, right now in our thoughts and prayers after he was taken from us far too soon in Youngstown, Ohio, earlier in the week. Final 4 seconds of this first quarter. Menson slipped after he caught it. And a tough break here for Bishop Luers, as by rule with the knee going down outside of the end zone there at about the 3-yard line. That's considered downing the ball. In the NFL, different story, but in high school rules here, this is now less than ideal field position for the Knights.
Just an unfortunate break there, but we've seen some big plays for Bishop Luers, so I think they can get out of this hole really quick. 2 seconds left in the quarter. Might just run it here and get to the second.
Carson Clark's pass is caught. Not much happening though there. Reception for Isaiah Simmons, junior tight end. And that sends us to the end of the first quarter. Heck of a start by the Knights on homecoming. They score the first 14. But here come the Northside Legends with 13 in a row themselves. We've got a 1-point game as we go to the second quarter. You're watching Friday Night Football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
PolyPro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a 15-year warranty. PolyPro is more than just spray and go. We'll prepare, grind, and patch the surface before we start. And PolyPro is more than just 1 or 2 color options. Choose from a variety of designer colors and know that we'll leave the site clean, beautiful, and 100% antibacterial and antimicrobial. You want more out of your garage, patio, basement, or commercial space, and PolyPro gives you more. Call for your free estimate or to schedule for summer.
So a couple of short completions for Carson Clark, the junior QB. It'll set up a new set of downs. Lake got enough there for a first to move the chains. Clark has Menson in motion. It's a handoff to Ramon Anderson. He's got electric speed. And he dashes forward for a first down.
Good play call there. Northside with 3 down linemen on the line and wide open gaps for Anderson to run wild.
Consecutive first downs for the Knights who started this drive back near their goal line. Clark nearly picked off. Michael Dye, a sophomore, almost had a pick 6. You wonder if he was already eyeing the end zone as that one was nearing him.
Well, that's kind of been the issue with Clark this season, John. 7 interceptions to his 3 touchdown passes. But I mean, that's just a great break on the ball there by the Legends secondary.
Handoff, Anderson, a cut, and then he's brought down about the 30.
I mean, that was a great cut on a dime, finds the hole, had to cut upfield. Tried to bounce to the outside, couldn't quite get there, but I think really good vision you're seeing there from Anderson. Now another SAC update, John. Homestead up 13-0 on Snyder, Northrop up 6-0 on Concordia.
Surprising to hear that Concordia allowed any points. They had had back-to-back shutout victories, or a couple of shutout victories so far through their first 4 games. Incomplete, intended for Menson. Well, Northside really got everyone's attention week 1 this season, and didn't come out of nowhere because, as you hit upon before, this is a Northside program that has been building under Coach Brevard. And when he took over a few years ago, and they went winless in his inaugural season, while sure there was frustration there, at the same time, Coach Brevard was saying that, hey, he had a 4-year plan. He was building a program. He had the intention of being here for the long haul. And we saw progress in year 2, and then again last year in year 3, Northside had said that their goal was to have a winning record. They wound up falling just shy of that. But then week 1 this year, not only did they beat Snyder, they dominated Snyder, the perennial power. Of course, though, they had to follow that up, though, with a couple other juggernauts on the schedule, and they suffered losses against Bishop Dwenger and Carroll, and then last week got back in the win column against Wayne.
I really love what he said preseason, talking about his team, that Coach Brevard said his legends are taking on his personality. And with the high-flying offense, I think with the lumps they took, they built up some toughness, and they're showing it here early after that early 14-0 hole.
Now Northside has a chance to take the lead here on this possession. Deuce Taylor rifles it to the right side. It's caught. A flag on the play as well. Pass was completed to Adrian Sewell. Senior to senior. But the flag goes against Northside.
Legal man downfield, but I really like Taylor's arm there, throwing on the run, put that ball right on the money. Unfortunate with the penalty, but I really like the ability of this young quarterback.
And Taylor, top 10 in the country in passing so far this season. Admittedly, not every state in the country playing football so far this year, but we're week 5 in Indiana, halfway through the regular season. Little trickery. Here's Tay Johnson on the reverse. And the freshman bowls forward across midfield into Knight's territory.
I like it. Mix it up. Keep the Luers defense on their toes. Make up for the penalty there. It's about second and medium here for the Legends. And even Taylor out there throwing a block. How about that?
Football player. And you talk about this team in some ways taking on the personality of their leader in Coach Brevard. You can't say enough good things about, but Coach Brevard himself is someone who's overcome a lot of obstacles in life. But he had the chance to play in high school at Ben Davis, one of the premier programs in the state. Then went on to play here in town at the University of St. Francis. Learned a lot under head coach Kevin Donnelly. And along the way, it wasn't necessarily how Coach Brevard would have wanted to draw it up, but he suffered a really serious neck injury during his collegiate career that put him on the sideline for an extended time, but he still turned that negative into a positive by really sort of studying the game closer, analyzing how coaches go about their jobs, and that really, in a way, was the genesis now of this promising coaching career that he's already forming. Hand off to Hassan Lambert. And that's enough for a first down.
And just the learning ground that Kevin Donnelly's made at St. Francis, I can't really think of a better place to learn the game of football for a young player like Brevard was. And I tell you, I don't know what Kevin Donnelly's taught him, but I tell you, he might have taken a few things that's shown on this field.
Yeah, Coach Donnelly, one of the winningest coaches in college football history, has led the Cougars to a couple of NAIA national titles. Deuce Taylor changes directions, finds Jordan Turner. Turner spinning, staying on his feet. Turner with a burst, ball on the carpet, and it's picked up. Northside recovers.
Dodge a bullet, John.
That was Rodney Woods, who was in the right place at the right time to recover the fumble.
Tell you, right when Luers thinks they have it wrapped up, he just breaks a couple tackles, 2 or 3 right there. I mean, Luers, give him credit, not giving up on the play. But the Legends right there dodge another huge bullet.
Ramon Anderson had the strip. Now, turns out there was a flag on the play. Holding against Northside. Nevertheless, right there, you can see Jordan Turner's resistance to going down right there. Sort of symbolizes the grit of this Northside team. And then at the very same time, Ramon Anderson shows the Luers spirit. That penalty backs the Legends up quite a bit. Still first down, but first and 23 from midfield for Northside. And it's about to be first and 28 as the play clock expires.
Kids just want to work on their stats, John.
Yeah, and Northside has put up the numbers so far this year, no doubt about it. Taylor with a bullet across the middle. Not enough for a first down on first and 28, but that's a pretty good pickup. A healthy gain right there to Ryan Collins.
Collins just streaking down the middle. An absolute bullet from Taylor. Great pickup. Get that, almost all of that penalty yardage back, set up, 2nd and 7.
Again, that poise that Northside is showing down 14-0, no problem. First and 28, no issue. Going the wrong way again, though. Turner ushered out at midfield. The Knights defense.
Loving it.
Stepping up.
Great pursuit, great gang tackling, pushing them back. 3rd and a mile, John.
Right there, Devon Doty, only a sophomore, and starting on the defensive line tonight. Earlier in the season, he was a linebacker. That's one of a few shakeups to the lineup for Kyle Lindsey's squad. And the Knights faithful loves it. 3rd and 22. Taylor on the rollout. It's a bomb, and it's picked off. Grayshawn Menson with the interception. He's got some speed, and he takes it out of bounds. The Knights defense creates another turnover.
Just a really underthrown ball. He had Johnson wide open. If he just gets a little bit more air under this ball.
For what it's worth, that is a throw right into the wind. In the background there, you can see how the American flag really pretty steadily blowing towards the south. So that northward throw did need a little bit more, but credit Menson with the INT.
For what it's worth, John, an arm punt with 3rd down there.
Great point. Midway through the 2nd quarter, Bishop Luers clinging to a 1-point lead.
Only
Knights
Taylor's
offense.
2nd interception on the year, John. Excuse me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Menson at both sides of the ball, like several other Knights, making a difference. Play action. Carson Clark chucks it out to Glenn. Open on the sideline. Caught it inbounds before stepping out for a first.
This is fun, John. Both quarterbacks taking shots.
There is a next level kind of rapport between the juniors, Clark and Glenn. Those guys have a tight relationship, and early on during the pandemic when quarantine didn't provide for too many going out options, those guys just worked out together, playing catch. They're both involved with Traction AP, and they have both grown leaps and bounds this year as juniors. Sir Hale fighting forward. fearlessly, picks up about 4. Believe it or not, this is the penultimate home game of the regular season for the Knights. A couple weeks from tonight, it'll be the Battle of the Bishops, and we'll have it for you again here live on YouTube on the Neverends Sports Network channel. And Battle of the Bishops matchup presented by Polypro Concrete Coatings. Coverage tonight presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. Clark had trouble on the snap, but he finds his blanket in Glenn. And that's turning nothing into something. It'll be 3rd and doable for Bishop Luers.
John, I got another score update for you. My alma mater, Norwell, up on the Bulldogs of New Haven 21-0 in the Northeast 8. Also, Leo up on East Noble 3-0.
Yeah, a lot of good competition outside of the SAC as well here in Northeast Indiana. Sir Hale scampering, first down. 5'7", 155 pounds on the roster, but Sir Hale's heart immeasurable. And the Knights offense driving the football right now. Of the 14 points, remember 7 came off of a blocked punt that was recovered in the end zone. There's movement, and that's encroachment on north side.
I'm loving these backs, John. Anderson and Hale. That ability to bump it to the outside, find some open grass. These guys have speed. They could take it to the house.
Good bout brewing here between Bishop Luers and Northside. Knights scored the first 14. Legends have answered with 13 since. And now Bishop Luers looking to get back on the board. About 4 minutes to go in the first half. Carson Clark looked left, fires to the right. That's caught for a first down. Johnny Sewell, the senior, with the grab.
Sewell dragging a couple tacklers with him. 6'1", 170.
It's only his 4th catch of the season. And it's a key one.
He just lowering the shoulder, gets another 5 yards after contact there.
First and 10. It's Sir Hale to the outside, cutting back into the middle. There's a flag on the play.
The ball came out, but I think it was ruled down again, John. Picking up the flag maybe here.
Well, in any case, it's 1st and goal now for Bishop Luers. Clark under center. Handoff, Anderson to the outside. Anderson tripped up, but he's in. Touchdown, Knights.
Pure speed, John. Getting the outside, beating 3 defenders to the pylon. Extending the lead. See here again. Containing the outside. Good job by the O-line. And from there, Anderson does the rest.
The senior stepping up as his team looks to snap a 2-game skid. Roel Pineda now with a hat trick as he transitions from the soccer field here to the football field. The extra point pushes it to an 8-point lead for Luers.
That's an important score for the Knights there, John. Right before the half, Northside will get the ball to start the second half, extending us to an 8-point lead. See if they can get a big stop here, contain the Legends before the half, and they can go up in the halftime with an 8-point lead.
Well, here on this Friday night, we still have heavy hearts, as earlier this week the Northside High School family experienced unthinkable loss as Theo Redmond, class of 2020, at just 19 years old, lost his life in a shooting in Youngstown, Ohio. And on the field, Theo was an all-state caliber player on defense for the Legends, but more than that, his friends and his family want you to know that he was loved for a larger-than-life personality. You could see that big smile in the photo on the screen there, an energy that was contagious and could take over a room, and most importantly, the way that he cared for others, including his brothers in this Northside football program, including his literal brother, Trayvon Redmond, the senior, who is now wearing Theo's number 9 tonight for the first time this season. Tay Johnson on the return, as the Legends are looking to win this one, not only because that's what they're trying to do every Friday night, but clearly this one would mean a little bit more. In case you're just joining us, you can see that the red and white Legends also have some blue mixed into the uniforms tonight, part of several tributes to honor the memory of Theo Redmond. R.I.P. Theo there on the back, number 9 on the sides.
Tell you, a win would go a long way for healing in this community.
Earlier in the week, they also had a balloon release tribute, candlelight vigil. And now, as tough as it is, trying to focus here, coming back on the road. After the penalty on the kickoff return set him back a little bit, Deuce Taylor back to work and completes that pass to Jordan Turner right around the first down marker. And that is a first down for the Legends. Taylor, the senior, unsurprisingly, has been praised by his head coach, Mike Brevard, for the way that he has commanded the team this year, has been an extension of the coaching staff on the field. And he's a pocket passer, but he's a dual threat too.
He needs when he runs to, he runs when he needs to. 24/7 Sports kind of classify him as a pro-style type of quarterback. Can hang in the pocket. He shows he can throw on the one. He's got a lot of tools here, and he showed them a lot early. Some good decision making, aside from the one interception. It's been a good, okay game for Taylor right now.
Yeah, he certainly still has something left in the tank. Transferred in from Snyder, had to sit out the first few weeks last year, and Coach Brevard acknowledged that Deuce didn't want to step on anyone's toes. And by the way, Coach Brevard also quick to praise Ronald Collins III, who previously had been the quarterback for the Legends, going back to his freshman year, that first year under Coach Brevard. And Collins, who's now an impact player at wide receiver on offense and also a two-way player on defense, a top target for Taylor. Now, he did a great job of handling a challenging situation. Handoff for Hassan Lambert, who rumbles forward, nearing midfield.
I really like that play design out of that play. Fake the sweep, hand the ball off. Knights have to keep their eyes on just multiple people. We mentioned the tools that Taylor has to play with out on the field. And just a little bit of misdirection there can go a long way.
That was a gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7. Inside of 2 minutes to go in this first half at Luers Field. Taylor's pass caught for a first down. Adrian Sewell. Senior to senior.
Good strike, just a little hitch route right there. Pitch and catch.
No huddle. Deuce with a fastball. And another first down.
Correct me, John, if I'm wrong. Was that Rodney Woods on the catch? Showed great hands there with the defender on top of him.
Indeed. And now a timeout called.
The quarterback, keep throwing to the right. He gonna come over here. Hey, y'all gotta be yelling defense, sideline.
Mentioned before how incredible it is that Northside handling such a difficult situation with grace and trying their best to honor the memory of their lost loved one in Theo Redmond. They had a balloon release. They've encouraged their players to try to remember the spirit that Theo had. And of course, keeping the Redmond family close to our heart.
It's just great to see the Northside community just kind of coming together, rallying around his brother. I mean, there's a lot of heavy hearts out there. We've said it many a time, John, but I mean, it's just hard to wrap my brain around how are these kids out there playing. That's just tough to know. One of your best friends, one of your best players in school history from recent years, just gone too soon, man.
Rest in power, Theo. They're on 1st and 10. Another healthy play for the Legends. That was a gain of 6. It's 2nd and 4. Taylor hands it off to Lambert. Legends use their second timeout.
Tell you, plenty of time on that clock, 1:09. Plenty of time for Northside continuing to run the ball, sticking with what has worked. And they're looking to tie this ball game up here at half. If they score here, I bet you they're going for 2 here, John. And they get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, we'll see. Last time they missed on the extra point after there was trouble on the snap. Not a traditional homecoming here for Bishop Luers tonight. Limited attendance during the pandemic, but still that Luers spirit personified in part by their pep bands. It's a cool Friday night on the south side of Fort Wayne. Temperature dipping under 60 degrees here tonight. Final Friday, technically, of the summer. In the flat, it's the freshman, Tay Johnson. Tay Johnson, TD.
TD too easy, John.
15 yards out. Tay Johnson brings Northside closer.
Tay, just another one of those swing pass, one of the staples of the Legends offense. We'll see it again here. One missed tackle. 2, 3. Yeah, that's just good running there.
Fifth receiving touchdown of the season for Johnson. Northside going for 2 unsuccessfully. That was the number 2 QB option, the sophomore Brashawn Bassett, who took the snap. And that did not go according to plan for the Legends, who remain down by 2 with 1:02 to go in this quarter number 2. By the way, coming up at halftime, you'll see a special homecoming presentation on the field.
Let's go, sir.
Under the lights at Luers Field.
Hey, whoever gets it, gotta get back.
Really a classic setting for high school football. Nothing fancy about it,
No.
but kept in tip-top shape. And we appreciate the hospitality here. First and Friday night football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy.
John, minute to go, 3 timeouts for Bishop Luers. Tell you, they can add a score here right before half and extend it again. See if they make it even a 2-possession.
Yep, with some of their playmakers, they've got the quick play ability. A fair catch was called for. Surprised not to see a flag there as Nelson Kanapke hauled it in. Kanapke, tough as nails kind of guy. Defensive end, a difference maker. Also a quarterback for the Knights who saw time in the second half last week. Part of the great athletic Kanapke family here at Luers.
Now, Coach Lindsay really wanting that. That would have been an easy 15 yards to contribute to this drive here if you're looking at put points on.
Not one to usually second guess the officials,
No.
but it seemed to be rather apparent that he had waved the arm in the air before bringing it in. In any case, under a minute to go in the first half, Carson Clark dumps it off for Ramon Anderson. Anderson inbounds, tackled at the 42. That was LaShawn Miller who dragged him down. And now the Knights use their first timeout. So Bishop Luers has 2 timeouts remaining. Northside with 1.
See, good use of the screen there for Anderson. Trying to get your playmaker in space, had linemen in front of him, tried to make a play. I like that screen. It's a big play if they can get the blocks and the secondary can miss it, if you can break a few blocks. But I like that play design there and a good use of the timeout. It's plenty of time, 50 seconds for the Knights.
Number 1, Ramon Anderson, 5'8", 150 pounds. The senior last year showed some glimpses of how he can take over a game and has shown that at an even higher level so far this season as the Knights have relied on him more heavily. .50 seconds left in the first half. 4 receivers for the junior Carson Clark. Clark throws it across the middle, incomplete. Rashawn Menson nearly had the catch around the 30.
Man, that's one you got to have there, John. Setting you up would have been first down in Legends territory. Now you're looking at 3rd and manageable here, but just a big play Luers wishes they had.
Yeah, still just 3rd and 4 here for the Knights right now. On 3rd and 4, Clark in the pistol. Antoine Lake in motion. Miscommunication, a fumble, and a recovery for Northside. A big momentum swinging play as Northside now is primed to take its first lead of the night.
Tell you, option play there, miscommunication between quarterback and the running back, and really in the worst possible place, because now you get the opportunity for the Legends to take the lead going into halftime.
There was the senior Jalen Walker who scooped it up. One timeout for Northside and 39 seconds. Ball at the 28. Deuce Taylor looking deep. Touchdown, Legends. Jordan Turner. And Northside leads for the first time tonight.
Take great speed, great throw. Ball's on a rope from Taylor there. And sudden change right there with the turnover. Quick strike offense. And how quickly the script is flipped.
28-yard catch, or pass and catch for the Legends, who capitalize on the turnover. Benito Romero knocks it through. Once down 14-0, Northside has rallied and leads by 5 with 33 seconds to go in the half.
And that Brevard grit's just really showing right now for the Legends. Getting some breaks along there with it.
Well, yeah, and frankly, Bishop Luers had the early lead, thanks in part to some miscues by Northside, and now that's about balanced out as both sides have had some flaws that they'll talk about here coming up at halftime. But we've seen the resiliency from both sides as well. Bishop Luers, the undersized 2A school here against a Northside team ranked in the top 10 in the state at the 5A level. Similar to before, Kanapke caught it, got drilled.
Didn't give the signal there, though. Free play there. Good awareness by the Legends to be on that tackle this time.
If anyone can endure it, though, it's Kanapke. Tough dude.
Kanapke, a defensive end, 6 foot, 185.
On that hit, that was Trayvon Redmond, and you know that Trayvon, it's just unbelievable that he's out there tonight and fighting like he is, and no doubt he's playing with a lot more, honoring his brother. And he'll plan to do that not only tonight, but for every day of his life going forward. And frankly there for Trayvon, a safety, starting safety on defense. He's got a hard-hitting ability, and that really looked a lot like his brother Theo, who is an all-state caliber performer over the last few years for Northside. Knights let the clock run out. And that does it for the first 24 minutes. An action-packed first half here at Luers Field. The Knights at one point led by as many as 14, but in a high-scoring first half, it's Northside that goes into the break on top by 5.
Just a great half of football here. Quick striking offenses both sides. That's a little bit of sloppy play. There is some turnovers, but all three phases, special teams getting into it. John, it's football, baby. This is fall.
It's high school football indeed, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. And coming up here at the half, a special homecoming presentation at Luers Field.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
5, 1, and wrap.
Polypro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a 15-year warranty. Polypro is more than just spray and go. We'll prepare, grind, and patch the surface before we start. And Polypro is more than just 1 or 2 color options. Choose from a variety of designer colors and know that we'll leave the site clean, beautiful, and 100% antibacterial and antimicrobial. You want more out of your garage, patio, basement, or commercial space, and Polypro gives you more. Call for your free estimate or to schedule for summer.
Sure.
And student ambassadors. She enjoys creative writing because writing is fun. Special thanks to her parents and friends who always support her.
Yeah, tell me more has to be like with the pants on.
His favorite classes, all of them. And a special thanks to Mr. Jeff Stancy. Special thanks to his mom and dad, all his siblings and friends. And finally, we have 3 senior couples. Luers, Grace Allen, student ambassadors for Thanks for Life. She's about she's supported by mechanics, being involved in football and track and field. It's because it's best to know what happened in the past and hold the future. Special thanks to Dave for his support for him and his family. Next, Mariana Mitchell. She's involved in journalism, editor, and student government. Her favorite class is English because she likes all of the challenging aspects. Special thanks to Mom, Dad, Anthony, Matt, and her buddy, Lily. She's supported by Johnny Sewell. He's involved in the trifecta, varsity football, varsity basketball, and varsity baseball. His favorite class is drawing because it's such a big week in school. Special thanks to Mom, Dad, sisters, and family. And finally, we have Annie Rodriguez. Special thanks to her mom and the whole family. She's a good one, She's involved in basketball, soccer, and track. His favorite class is AP Bio because it's fun and challenging. Special thanks to his friends and family. This week, students from all grade levels got to vote on our 3 senior couples to pick our homecoming king and queen. The 2020 homecoming king and queen are Grace Allen and Benjamin Buchanan. quick fixtures.
Maddie, you look so cool. See, look. Go get warm, baby. There were people behind you. Okay, ladies, put the pants on.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and round.
Polypro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a 15-year warranty. Polypro is more than just spray and go. We'll prepare, grind, and patch the surface before we start. And Polypro is more than just one or two color options. Choose from a variety of designer colors and know that we'll leave the site clean, beautiful, and 100% antibacterial and antimicrobial. You want more out of your garage, patio, basement, or commercial space, and Polypro gives you more. Call for your free estimate or to schedule for summer.
At this time, I, as principal of Bishop Luers High School, confirm that each of these students have satisfactorily completed their course of studies as prescribed by the state of Indiana and Bishop Luers High School. They are therefore entitled to their diplomas given in Fort Wayne, Indiana on July 10th, 2020. A little longer walk than we're ready.
Samuel Dario Alfaro. Raul Alexander Aldizurez. Santos Francisco Amieva. John Paul Anderson. Contrell Lee Ash Jr. Justin Bonaventure Ball. Christina Marguerite Bong. Javier Enrique Bayou. Elizabeth Morgan Beerbaum. Blake Edward Kirkmeyer. Mary Elizabeth Braun. Grant Christopher Brown. Mackenzie Lee Burkhalter. Claire Estelle Burton. Jacqueline Michelle Utah. Unable to be in attendance tonight, Timothy James Carlin. Alexis Nyasha Carlisle. Unable to be in attendance tonight, Javion Maxwell Carpenter. Jalen Lee Causey. Yesenia Michelle Cervantes. North side at the break. This is high school football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. I'm John Nolan. Glad to be joined by Cale DeVoe, and so glad to have all of you tuned in with us here live on YouTube on the Neverends Sports Network channel. And Cale, boy, I mean, 26-21 right there. We would take what we saw in that first half really for the entertainment value of an entire game, let alone for only a half.
I love what I'm seeing. Both offenses are spread. They're wide out. They're throwing the ball. Deuce Taylor, quarterback for the Legends, has 3 TD passes, and Clark on the other side has a TD pass as well. I just love what I'm seeing, a good mix of run and pass. It's just funny, if you're just tuning in, Bishop Luers started this game with 14 straight points with a pass from Clark, and then also a blocked punt from Brandon Mitchell early in that first quarter, John, and then right back in there, north side, came back, scored 13 unanswered, and then quickly came back and took the lead with some turnovers to end the first half.
Yeah, again, Bishop Luers trying to snap a 2-game skid. North side trying to win 2 in a row for the first time this year. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have you set for the second half between the Legends and the Knights on the south side of Summit City.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Polypro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a 15-year warranty. Polypro is more than just spray and go. We'll prepare, grind, and patch the surface before we start. And Polypro is more than just 1 or 2 color options. Choose from a variety of designer colors and know that we'll leave the site clean, beautiful, and 100% antibacterial and antimicrobial. You want more out of your garage, patio, basement, or commercial space, and Polypro gives you more. Call for your free estimate or to schedule for summer.
Because we weren't conditioning that week or anything.
Let's take a look back at highlights from the first half here between Bishop Luers and Northside. And maybe a bit surprising, it was the Knights who raced out to a 14-0 lead. Carson Clark with a touchdown pass. Special teams got involved with a blocked punt, but credit Northside for rallying.
Deuce Taylor rallies the troops. LaShawn Miller adds a touchdown run in there. And then quickly back, Ramon Anderson for the Knights adds a touchdown to give them a 21-13 lead, but quickly Bronte Davis, the big physical freshman for the Legends, scores a touchdown, then off a turnover for the Legends. A quick strike from Taylor for a 28-yard touchdown pass, and that's why we are here at 26-1, a Northside lead, getting ready to start the third quarter here.
What are you looking for in the second half?
So yeah, I'm looking to see who can protect the ball the most. There's been some ball security issues terribly tonight, and that has been a big momentum swing for both of these teams. Also want to see if the defenses can contain, the secondaries can keep up with these receivers, and if either defensive line can get to the quarterback, especially Bishop Luers. You got to get Taylor out of rhythm. You got to knock him around, let him know you're there. They did great early, and now I think Taylor's settled in. He's found his rhythm. He's looking really good. And I think if Luers can just slow that offense down a little bit, they have a chance this second half. They're real close.
This Proud Knights program, not really familiar being in a spot like this, in danger of perhaps having consecutive seasons with a non-winning record for, as far as I can tell, only the third time in program history. And it would be the first time since the 90s, and unfortunately still some tough tests ahead, including 2 weeks from tonight when Bishop Dwenger comes to the south side. Look at our next broadcast, brought to you by Polypro Concrete Coatings. That's another one you can watch live on the Neverends Sports Network channel on YouTube. Dwenger not in action tonight. Instead, they'll be playing on the road at Carroll tomorrow, a game that was originally, pre-pandemic, planned to be played at Lucas Oil Stadium down in Indy. Instead, no high school football action hosted by the Colts this year, but they kept the game on Saturday instead of moving it to tonight. And there's the rest for around the SAC schedule here this weekend, again brought to you by Polypro Concrete Coatings.
Some scores around the area. Homestead running away with it 26-0. Northrop had the lead early against Concordia. The Cadets rallying back, now up 13-6. And at the half, Wayne is up on Southside 20-10. Again, like you said, Dwenger and Carroll tomorrow if you're looking for that score. But some outside of the SAC, Adams Central up on the Heritage Patriots 28-6. Eastside, the Blazers up on Garrett 27-0. A couple goose eggs in up in Waterloo, up in Auburn. Columbia City and DeKalb are at 0. East Noble down 10 at Leo. And then also we've got still a score for Norwell New Haven, 21-0 for the Knights. And to wrap it up, New Haven up 21-7 on Belmont, and Busco up on Prairie Heights 42-0.
Thanks, Gail. Tonight's coverage made possible by Indiana Physical Therapy.
John, you mentioned it early in that first half. That wind now has died down a little bit, so maybe a little bit easier going for the kicking game, and the passing game really picked up there quick.
Joel Pineda kicking off for Bishop Luers. From the end zone, it's the freshman, Tay Johnson. Johnson dragging defenders with him to the sideline. And the Legends will have solid field position to start the second half. It's good sportsmanship there between both sides, and the young talent on display. Number 3, Devon Doty, playing on the D line tonight for Bishop Luers, moving up from where he started the season at linebacker. He's only a sophomore. Johnson, the return man there, a freshman. Ultimately, though, this Northside team, led by seniors, notably quarterback Deuce Taylor and running back Hassan Lambert, and it's Taylor to Lambert, and it's a first down.
I was just wondering, John, are they going to get Lambert going early? I know we've talked a lot about Taylor throwing the ball, and Lambert, good hands himself right there, just as good as a handoff right there, getting him in space. Quick 10, 11 yards right there. Good pickup to start this half. Now, one thing to note, John, on the defensive line, big number 73, Ben Rinkeston, was homecoming king for this Luers Knight squad.
Yeah, congrats to Ben Rectanis, one of the lone seniors out there for the Knights. Yeah, not only in the homecoming court that you saw during the half, but named the homecoming king. Congrats to Ben. Deuce is a little bit loose. Picks up a few.
Not quite like letting the juice loose there.
Given credit for a yard, 2nd and 9. Sounds like some race cars driving by in the distance on Decatur Road. Pass incomplete. Intended for Ryan Collins. But in a way, cars driving by quickly, representative of how quickly this Northside offense can attack. Right now facing a 3rd and 9.
So yeah, that's one of the few not great throws Taylor has thrown. Had to deal with a little bit of a low snap, had to go down to get it. Haven't seen that much today. They've been clean with the center QB exchange.
Thrown in the cooler weather tonight. It's down to 55 with a breeze. Feels like 52 here now with the sun down. Before the play, a flag. It's a false start against Northside. And that'll turn it into 3rd and longer. The leading offense in the SAC. Knights showing pressure. Taylor chucks it out of bounds.
Smart play there. Don't take the sack. You don't want to make that punt any farther already. And with a man in the area, avoids that intentional grounding. Good arm there. That's a big jump pass there. Good arm.
Yeah, it's one of the things that really is eye-popping about Taylor. He can throw off balance, on the move, can hurt you in a variety of ways. Timeout was called before the snap by Bishop Luers. Would imagine there is perhaps a personnel mix-up there. So we'll step aside here with 10:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bishop Luers about to get the ball for the first time this half.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your trusted choice in Northern Indiana. For over 30 years, we've treated all walks of life, from peewees to professionals and Olympians, and everyone in between. Schedule at any of our 19 convenient locations, even without a doctor's order. We communicate with your doctor throughout your treatment. Indiana Physical Therapy is cost-effective, accepting all insurance plans and networks. We're open from 7 to 7 and can get you in the same day you call. Choose Indiana Physical Therapy to get you back to work, play, and life. Call us today.
Polypro is more than some water epoxy spray-on. Our multi-stage process bonds to the surface and carries a...
After the timeout, Northside punting. Yeah, that's down at the 37.
Let's go!
So you want to talk about momentum, John. A good stop by the defense, setting up the offense here. Let's see if they can return the favor, maybe put some points on the board, tie this game up. Or maybe even take the lead, excuse me.
Clark under duress makes something happen. First down, Knights.
Like it, the lefty showing a little shake and bake, getting out, getting open field. Shows his wheels, he can do it too.
Guess depending on what generation you're from there, you could draw upon different quarterbacks of the past in NFL glory. I was thinking John Elway.
I need to go back and watch some tape, man, I'm sorry. Love John Elway, don't get me wrong.
Sir Hale has a hole. Look at him go. Touchdown, Knights. Sir Hale from 51 yards out. And Luers retakes the lead.
Just an awesome play right there. Hale showing his speed out in the open field. Tell you, he just shoots the gap. It wasn't a super big hole, just kind of squeezed through there and then off to the races. Outrunning the entire Northside defense. Knights up 1.
Hale has heart, and so do the Knights. They've got the lead as well. Roel Pineda, money on the extra point. And the Knights are up 2. Knights head coach Kyle Lindsay has his team's attention after back-to-back losses. Sure, it's a tough task for them competing as a smaller school against these bigger schools in the SAC, and some really good programs these days around the SAC. But for Bishop Luers, there's a pride factor at play here. 11 state titles to the Knights' name, not to mention success across the board in athletics. Half a dozen titles for girls basketball, boys basketball with a couple too, even baseball with one from the Kevin Kiermaier era. And so right now these guys here on homecoming especially trying to show out.
Tell you, almost a title factory up in here. You mentioned Kevin Kiermaier there with the baseball. I remember when I was in high school, Deshaun Thomas on the hardwood.
Yeah, he was pretty much the reason for those 2 boys basketball titles. And for football, haven't won a state title since Jalen Smith was here. 2012, the most recent one before he went on to Notre Dame and now the Cowboys. An angled pooch. Little trouble on the pickup. It's Adrian Sewell slithering to the sideline down at the 29. And we brought up Kevin Kiermaier, proud Luers alum. Also got a shout out on the north side, of course, to Zach McKinstry, who just made his major league debut earlier in the week on a Wednesday for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Zach wasn't at Northside all that long ago. Saw him back here in Fort Wayne coming through the Dodgers organization with the Great Lakes Loons playing against the Tin Caps at Parkview Field. But what an accomplishment for a Northside legend in Zach McKinstry.
His father was an usher at Parkview.
Yeah, that was his dad, Alex, who was a longtime baseball coach at Northside and coached Zach while he was there. Also because he's such a avid baseball fan, worked part-time in the summers at Parkview Field. That's a great side story.
Yes.
Such a blue-collar guy. He didn't take off when his son wound up playing there professionally, drafted out of Central Michigan. It's a ridiculous accomplishment overcoming the odds to make the major leagues, let alone to get on the roster for the Dodgers, who are the best team in baseball.
Dodgers rolling.
And Kiermaier, again, for the Knights fans out there, he's really the heart and soul of a Tampa Bay team that is contending with the White Sox for the best record in the American League.
Heck, we're going to have MLB playoffs here, NBA playoffs, NFL, college football. It's hitting me all at once, John.
Right now, it's Friday Night Football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy and Northside here in a back-and-forth game. Moving the chains. Deuce Taylor connecting on the sideline for another first down. Worth another look.
I'll credit that one all to Jordan Turner right there, finding the hole in the defense all alone on the sideline, and a good throw, keeping his feet in bounds. Good catch.
Next level for Turner.
Oh, because it's a gate. But you can't stand in front of the gate.
First and 10 from the 38. A pitch for Hassan Lambert to the boundary.
For the most part today, John, really impressed with the defensive line of Bishop Luers and those linebackers, just stringing out those runs, limiting the big runs. There haven't been a lot of huge ones, but Northside still just kind of chipping away, kind of Luers forcing them to throw a little bit, but they're looking to get Lambert going here.
Yeah, they're not a one-dimensional team. They're not exclusively accomplishing their success through the air. Lambert averages 100-plus yards a game on the ground. Taylor, the toss for Turner. Diving ahead, close to a first down, but it'll be 3rd and short.
Still 4-down territory here. That's a 2nd down play. I feel like knowing you're going to go for it on 4th down here if you don't pick it up.
3rd and 2. Lambert has the first. And there has been a calmness to Northside throughout the game, playing for the most part from behind, and even in situations that are late in the second quarter with the clock winding down. They seem pretty unflappable, and again, it in part is a result of going through what they've called the gauntlet of their schedule. Carroll, Dwenger, Snyder in consecutive weeks. And then for Bishop Luers, it's a similar story.
A good tackle in open field.
Sir Hale had the big touchdown run on the last offensive possession. Doesn't come off the field, and he corrals Jordan Turner.
Kids doing it all. We're talking about the heart on Northside. These Luers kids are playing with a lot of heart here on homecoming, wanting to defend home turf.
They've got an edge here tonight. Shut out on the road last week at Concordia. Looking like a different squad here this evening. Overzealous, it's encroachment on the Knights.
It's the only second one tonight. I feel like they've done a decent job of jumping that snap count there. But Taylor's used that hard count enough, got him twice. 2nd encroachment penalty on the night for him.
Cleaning up those penalties, still a point of emphasis for Bishop Luers and this team that plays so many sophomores. Instead of Hassan Lambert, it's Marvin Suttle, a sophomore for Northside, part of the future for the Legends. Modest pickup. One thing to note, too, for Northside is that they do have a handful of guys who are playing both offense and defense this year. That's something that Coach Brevard has modified from how he led the program over the last 3 years. But this year, and you see Coach Brevard right there, mask on, he's letting his guys who he's groomed since he started 2017 shine. Loved a line that Coach Brevard had in saying that he wants it to be a player-led program. And it's about doing the little things. Of late, he's really been harping on guys to keep their locker room clean, and that's something, though, that he doesn't have to necessarily police. He's got the upperclassmen who are keeping guys in line.
You mean, you got 19 in there. That's a lot of trust, and he's learned he can trust these guys in that locker room. Good accountability on that sideline.
And they're going to go for it here. 4th and 10 after the loss. On 4th and 10, Taylor handles a low snap. He's in trouble. Slings it. Caught.
Wow.
Turner.
Incomplete?
Incomplete. I spoke too soon. Sort of shades of the NFL maybe with what it takes to make a catch. And there's no replay like you'd have in the NFL in a situation like that. So it's incomplete.
I mean, you get out the dictionary there, football play.
Wow.
That might be a fumble. Luers getting a break. But I mean, yes, they catch a break here, but that defense setting up a long 4th down. The defensive line, getting that pressure just on there on Taylor alone, really needed. That was huge for the Knights defense. Let alone just the elusive ability of Taylor to avoid the pressure and somehow get that ball out of there with enough arm strength.
Well, now Carson Clark and the Knights trying to add to their lead. Sir Hale had the crazy run that put Bishop Luers back on top. On their first trip of the second half there, it was Sir Hale running a deep pattern, but incomplete.
I think that Hale now getting a lot of the snaps here in this second half. Waiting to see where Ramon Anderson's going to come into play here.
We'll keep an eye out. Clark into enemy territory on the other side. By the way, there's a added level of mutual respect between these two programs. They've been scrimmage partners.
Yeah.
And so they actually played here against each other a month or so ago, before week 1. And it's worth sharing how Bishop Luers, by the perceptions of those who had the chance to see that scrimmage, really the Knights held their own. And it's probably gave them some confidence coming into tonight's matchup. Clark looking for Glenn. That would have been on Sports Center had Brody been able to bring it down.
The ball just sailed on him a little bit. Try to go OBJ on him.
One-handed.
Laying out.
Love the effort. So tip your cap to the north side D coming up with a stop. It's a north side defense that has some room for improvement, but there are a lot of seniors on that side of the ball for the Legends too. They can make plays. So Glenn catches his breath after running the pattern to about that very spot. Now sails a punt there, and good coverage by the Knights on special teams. Nate Heflin, a sophomore, among those in on the tackle.
Tell you, John, a little over halfway through this third quarter, only one touchdown compared to that first half. Let's see if this offense, both offenses can get it going, aside from Hale's big 51-yard run.
Yeah, you figured we couldn't keep that same pace as the first half, but it will be interesting to see how this plays out. For Luers in their one win this year at Wayne, it was a game that featured 9 lead changes. Pretty unthinkable. The workhorse for the Legends, Hassan Lambert, with a big chunk on first down.
Well, that win against Wayne, that 49-36, we know Luers can put up points. It's that juggernaut of schedule early on that has kind of stymied that progress here. Now they're really showing it here. Good offense tonight.
Second and 2. Taylor launches it. Incomplete. Nick Thompson, the sophomore cornerback, in coverage on the ball intended for the senior Adrian Sewell.
Thompson Island, single coverage. Times that just right, gets a hand right in there. Let's see it again. Really a throw. Taylor makes it look effortless.
That left hand
Just
at the
enough.
last moment. Thompson last year as a freshman got minutes on the varsity basketball team that won the SAC title. Part of this promising sophomore class for Bishop Luers football. But it's a senior class with unfinished business for Northside that's playing with a lot of emotions here tonight. Just days after the loss of one of their brothers from the class of 2020 in Theo Redmond. Lambert rumbling. Takes all those black jerseys and helmets to stop his progress.
And he's thanking his offensive lineman there for pushing the pile as well.
Ruled a catch. Fumble, and Bishop Luers recovers.
Is there a football play in that one?
Just the juxtaposition of the previous possession makes that one surprising.
Not quite sure if the receiver really ever had possession of this one. He tries to secure that ball in his left hand. It's a little closer than we thought.
Yeah.
Brother.
Again, very similar to the previous play ruled incomplete, but Bishop Luers not going to apologize here in this case. The Knights offense back on the field. 4:15 to go in the third quarter. Clark, home run ball. Wow. What a catch. Brody Glenn.
There's that connection, John. That's that quarantine time working out, connecting. Beautiful ball by Clark. Again, just trusting his receiver, Glenn, to go up and get the ball. Steps into his throw. Beautiful arch. Good spiral. And Glenn, single coverage, brings it down.
Does that count as a moss?
Ooh. I'd give it to him. That's a moss.
Now on 1st and 10, handoff. Sir Hale cutting towards the 40.
And kid's running downhill. He's running with some force.
He's running, and granted, Bishop Luers doesn't have a very big offensive line from a physical standpoint. Besides center Ben Rectanis at 6'4", no one else taller than 6 feet tall. But Hale at 5'7", he's maybe hard to identify if you're on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense line's having trouble finding him.
Clark pumps.
He's got him
the other way. He's got Menson. Oh. Incomplete.
Oh, he got excited there, John. Great separation. Got a great throw. A great shot by our camera crew, too. Oh, he's got to reel that in.
Tough play for Menson running full speed. Now 3rd and 4. Knights need a next play mentality. Clark has Johnny Sewell. This senior at halftime was honored as part of the homecoming court. Back to action on the field. That's a key first down.
Well, you see what he did there, John? It was great field awareness of what he was. He spun as he's in the defender's hand to get that first down, just to get enough, an extra yard. Extends the play, and the possession keeps going.
As a fan, you gotta admire and appreciate the heart both sides are showing. That isn't to say, though, that this one's been entirely clean. Both sides really trading turnovers, and the most recent fumble now gives possession to Northside. I believe that's the second fumble recovery tonight for Jalen Walker.
Well, that's the second fumble, too, for Clark and Hale. Just, again, that miscommunication on the read option there. I think Hale's thinking Clark's going to keep that ball, and Clark wants to give it to him, as he should. Hale's been playing a heck of a second half here. Just more sloppy play here in the third quarter.
Jalen's uncle keeps the stats for Northside, and he's keeping his uncle busy here tonight. A couple of fumble recoveries. And Northside in search of its first points of the second half. Hassan Lambert smothered after a few. Sewell in motion. Taylor finds Lambert. Lambert's got room. Lambert's finding another gear. Hassan Lambert all the way to the house. 57 yards, and Northside's back in front.
That's what the Legends have been looking for, getting Lambert going. This time in the passing game, the classic slip screen. Offensive line allowed the defenders to pursue the quarterback. No one behind to get Lambert. Look at this, 2 men in front of him. Then who else? No one else. Lambert. Like you said, John, hits that extra gear, and he's to the house. What a play.
Points off the turnover for Northside. Northside will go for the extra point. There's Jordan King at 64. He's only a freshman. And right there, communicating alongside Malik Smith.
Right there, the big 6'3", 250.
That's how you wind up playing varsity as a freshman. Benito Romero connects. (33-28). The Legends retake the lead with 1:53 to go in the third quarter.
I'm glad to see either team just getting back on the scoreboard. We got to make up for that pace in the first half. both teams even with a touchdown each. Bishop Luers now looking to respond.
There you can see the back of number 9, Trayvon Redmond. Wearing 9 for the first time this season. Switching numbers with linebacker LaShawn Miller, who has number 7 on instead. Trayvon wearing number 9 to honor his late brother Theo, who had worn number 9 the last few seasons for Northside. Already seen Redmond with a big tackle in this game. Playing with some wings tonight.
A good tackle.
There he was again, Trayvon Redmond. Unreal.
See, just that speed getting down the field, getting right there as soon as the kick was caught, wrapping him up. Okay, just great feeling right there for that kid. It's got to feel good.
It's been a incredibly hard week to feel good about much of anything, but making Big Bro proud right now. Trouble with the snap. Carson Clark falls on it. Not a turnover, but a negative play on first down.
Well, now that time of the night, John, I think we've really started seeing it here. Ball probably getting a little slick. Center having a little bit of trouble there. And just moving the wrong direction here.
Second and 18. 4 wideouts. To the outside, it's Sewell. Sprinting ahead.
I tell you, that was Menson on the outside there, getting a key block to break Sewell there. Important pickup there with a minute left in the quarter.
Johnny making some important catches lately. Final minute of the third quarter. 3rd and 2. Who's going to have the momentum going into the fourth quarter? Clark has Glenn. Cutting towards the middle. Brody Glenn brought down by Trayvon Redmond. He's all over the field.
Big number 6, the comfort zone for Clark, the go-to man again. Having a heck of a day himself. More likely last play of the quarter here.
Clark back to pass. Pressured. Scrambles. Releases. Juggled and caught. Brody Glenn once again. And that sends us to the fourth quarter. Northside 33, Bishop Luers 28. It's Friday Night Football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy.
John, we mentioned earlier, the basketball like Deshaun Thomas, Kevin Kiermaier. You mentioned Jalen Smith earlier. Some alumni in the NFL. I remember watching Anthony Spencer wearing the old gold and black in West Lafayette as a defensive end. Then, of course, Austin Mack recently for the Buckeyes. Didn't he just make a practice squad?
Just made the New York Giants practice squad after Jalen Smith playing in primetime on Sunday night and had a strong 2020 season debut for the Cowboys, coming off of a Pro Bowl season with Dallas, just like Anthony Spencer had accomplished during his career before recently retiring. Bishop Luers, an elite program, not only in Northeast Indiana, but around the state. And they've got up-and-comers now like Sir Hale. Lightning quick.
Yes, sir. Again, he's the bell cow this half. Give him the ball.
Like he shot out of a cannon. Already with a 51-yard touchdown run in this second half. Sir Hale scampering.
Back-to-back first downs. I mean, John, why? Don't fix it if it ain't broke. Give the ball to Hale. 2 big runs.
All hail. New set of downs for the Knights. Carson Clark airs it out to the end zone. Glenn intercepted.
Oh.
Almost an incredible touchdown catch for Brody Glenn. Instead, it's a sensational interception.
Looks like Michael Dye for the Legends coming up with that. Again, he was in single coverage on an island, sticking with his man. Let's see it again here. Clark, just a jump ball.
This sophomore turns around, and how did he pick it?
Tell you, well,
wow.
Glenn going for that ball. It almost landed right in his lap. Glenn
That
had to
was
come back to the ball.
nearly a jump ball, as if in basketball.
Yeah. Hey, if that ball, if Clark doesn't underthrow that ball, that's 6.
That was, again, almost reminiscent, going back several years to that Monday Night Football game in Seattle between the Seahawks and the Packers, where there was simultaneous possession.
That feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, circa 2011 or so. So how can the Knights rebound once again? Again, both these teams in different fashions have overcome adversity here to fight tooth and nail so far tonight. What's left in the tank?
Well, the Knights asking a lot from their defense. Clark, I mean, his issue has been protecting the ball. He trusts his receivers. I give him credit, but sometimes you just got to eat it, maybe look and run, find another target. Asking a lot from this defense, has him to hold again.
Tay Johnson. He was wrapped up by who else but Sir Hale, who was the low man there.
Sir Hale and his friends in the secondary. Linebacking core stringing that one out, making it a minimal gain.
Well, ever since Bishop Luers once led 14-0 and Northside then scored a touchdown, got the extra point to make it 14-7. From that point in the first quarter until now, it has been within a one-possession game all the way. With the lead changing back and forth. And right now it's a chance for Northside to add insurance.
We're going to get a timeout here from Northside. Got to get the right play out there.
Northside Legends looking to add to their lead here on the road at Bishop Luers. And speaking of legends from Northside, we've got a few on our crew here tonight, our Neverends Productions crew. You see in the black, there's our director, and he wears more hats than that, Doug Ferguson, Northside class of '88. John Richards in blue on the far right, a classmate of Doug's, and Steve Wright off camera controlling our audio tonight. So the fact that you can hear us and hear the crowd and hear this wonderful environment at Luers Field tonight, all thanks to the hard work and dedication of Steve and everyone on our crew, but in particular, those Northside legends themselves.
Magic in the truck. Camera crew's doing great. Love it tonight.
And with Cale DeVoe, I'm John Nolan. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for making us part of your Friday night. It's Friday Night Football presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. After the timeout, Deuce Taylor off balance, finds Adrian Sewell. Sewell finds a first down and the 40-yard line in Knights territory.
Kelly dealing with another low snap on the run. Strong arm. Taylor's just been doing it all tonight for the Legends. What a fun game.
And not just tonight, but all season. Northside began the year with a statement victory in go-away fashion against Snyder. And facing arguably the top two teams, or two of the top teams definitely in the SAC. Competitive losses against Bishop Dwenger and Carroll. Last week, one against Wayne. Taylor going to the end zone. Touchdown, Northside. Tay Johnson, the fabulous freshman with the insurance TD for the Legends.
His second touchdown catch of the night. And I thought Taylor was going to take off and run there. His offensive line, as he rolled to the left, created a huge lane if you wanted to cut up field, but keeping his eyes downfield, good vision. Johnson back behind the secondary all alone. Great play, great. Just way to keep the play alive for Taylor.
And so for the first time since Bishop Luers was up 14-0, it's now a two-possession game. Another issue on the extra point attempt snap for the second time tonight. Northside unable to get the kickoff. And so this actually keeps it an 11-point game, a touchdown, a two-point conversion, and a field goal. Frankly, that's probably unlikely to all assemble here in a high school game. But nevertheless, Bishop Luers right now will try to refocus and rally.
If I'm Coach Lindsay here, this possession, it's maybe a little too obvious. This defense might be keying on him. I give it to Sir Hale. Been breaking some big runs. I know you're asking a lot from that offensive line, but Clark with just some turnovers there, costing the Knights there quite a bit of a hole here. Let's see what they can do. Got to answer.
Romero kicks it away. Nick Thompson on the return. Tackled at the 25. Yeah, gotta admire the work that Bishop Luers has done here tonight to make this a game. If you go take a look at the local prognosticators, most were projecting Northside to win by at least a couple of touchdowns. And we still have over 9 minutes to go, so who knows what's in store. But Bishop Luers showing that they can hang with a team that has shown that it can hang with the class of the SAC. Northside top 10 in the state, 5A. Bishop Luers only a 2A school. If nothing else, games like this are going to have the Knights ready to make a postseason run in the state tournament against other 2A schools. Johnny Sewell near the sideline. It's rolled incomplete.
I like the effort they're laying out. Knights are playing with heart, a lot of great effort. Coach Lindsey's got to like that. This is just the most important possession of the game right now for the Knights. You need a score here to have a chance, because with just the mess we've seen with the turnovers tonight, they can easily win this game. You just got to capitalize now, got to execute.
Yeah, potentially could be a review of coulda, woulda, shoulda. Great blocking, frees up space for Sir Hale. First down, Bishop Luers. Another change for the Knights recently as they have inserted Ben Rectanis at center. He's been one of the better defensive linemen in the conference, top 4 in the league in tackles this season. He's now going both ways. That's shifted George Bidet over to left tackle. Foster Johnson, the right tackle. Glenn on the comeback pattern. With it, it'll be second and short. Garrett Schwedermar and Brendan Mitchell are the guards starting tonight for Bishop Luers as well. And Rectanis and Johnson are seniors, the others juniors. Unsung stars for the Knights. Hale swallowed up.
And you were just waiting for it, John. When were the Legends able to contain him there? Good pursuit, got through that offensive line. Knocked him back, lost a couple.
And here is where the size disparity and the depth disparity and the experience disparity perhaps becomes even more evident. Clark much more confident this year as a junior at quarterback than when he was thrown into the fire last year as a sophomore. Changed the play there pre-snap. And that one incomplete. And good example here, not just tonight, but throughout the season. Carson Clark has probably performed better than whatever the official stats will show. And it's the chilliest at this point night of the season. It's certainly a night for the spectators who are here, socially distanced and not at full capacity. Sweater weather, hands in the pocket kind of weather right now.
Need the hot hands, need the hand warmers up here. Where's my cocoa?
It's a massive 4th and 3. Out pattern for Glenn, the grab, the first down.
Toughness, yards after the catch, yards after contact. Who else, John? Who else are you going to go to on 4th down? They're all reliable.
Glenn, the go-to target. That's a great job by Bishop Luers not being rattled.
I tell you, got to be careful there with Glenn. Had to hold the face mask of the defender. Not a common call you see a lot against the offense.
Seven minutes to go, 11-point game. Incomplete. Glenn, once again, the target.
Hey, and Michael Dye there, jumping the route there, could have made a play on it. 16's made a few plays tonight for the Legends.
Had that unreal interception. Yeah. One of many turnovers, one of many momentum swinging plays in this game. That was an interception in the end zone.
Stop talking to my cheerleaders. You're distracting me.
Quick pass to Glenn. Five-yard gain, 3rd and 5. 6:45 to go. No huddle for the Knights.
Going to get that third and manageable here because it just feels like Clark's now throwing on almost every play. You might see a run here from Sir Hale because this is 4-down territory.
Clark, the pump and go. Rayshawn Menson all alone. Touchdown, Knights.
Not done yet. Menson all alone, streaking down the field. We'll see it again. A good throw by Clark. Just a blown coverage there, and Menson just walks into the end zone. Beautiful.
Great short-term memory there for Menson, too. In the third quarter, on a similar play, on a pump and go, Menson wasn't able to score a touchdown. This time he does, and now the Knights will go for two, a chance to cut the deficit down to a field goal. And keep in mind, Roel Pineda has been one of the more impressive kickers in the area. Play clock was down to 1. On the rollout, it's caught for 2.
Is there a flag on the play here, John?
Certainly a whistle. That was caught by Devon Doty, the sophomore. But a flag against Bishop Luers negates it.
Tell you, it's just the excitement of the play. You know, referees trying to blow that play dead. But I mean, play to the whistle. Clark, a little improvisation. I mean, what's it going to hurt? Jump ball, good play. He had a couple of players open the end zone there, but to no avail, penalty.
So I'll have another crack at it, but from 5 yards further. It's a 2-point conversion try here from the 7-yard line. Again, the play clock winding down. Clark, incomplete. But it's a one-score game with 6:19 remaining. And again, regardless of the final score here tonight, and Bishop Luers as a storied program with 11 state titles and many more accolades to their name, they don't play for moral victories, but this is something to build on for the rest of the season, no question.
And those kids are out there having fun. I mean, you're going against one of the top offenses in the SAC, and this defense has stood up. This offense has kept pace with them. Clark's done a good job. So they found a really good player here in this half with Sir Hale running the ball. I tell you, they're showing their guts out there. Just an absolute great game.
Knights fans appreciating the effort. Bishop Luers will be on the road next week at Northrop before returning home for senior night, a battle of the Bishops in a game that you can find here live on YouTube on the Neverends Sports Network channel before wrapping up the season with road games at Southside and Snyder. The Knights' upcoming schedule is brought to you by Indiana Physical Therapy.
Don't think we'll see any trickeration here, John. Don't expect an onside kick, but you might see what Northside did earlier, kind of a little pooch kick to the sideline. See if a up man can mishandle the catch. Otherwise, this defense, they've been testing it. They've done a good job as best they can.
There is a pooch kick that's recovered cleanly by Northside. Nice hands right there for TJ Easily.
Easily a special teamer's made a couple tackles on the hands team there.
Yeah, the senior with a subtly crucial play. And now Deuce Taylor and the Legends offense looking to add to their 5-point lead and maybe put this one away.
Tell you, John, when they were down that 14-0 hole, what did we see? We saw some methodical drives from Taylor and this offense. They can go into that 5-minute offense, maybe hand the ball off to Lambert, some screen passes to Johnson. They can ice it here. Let's see what the defense can hold. Thought maybe a man was lined up in the neutral zone there.
Taylor off his back foot caught Tay Johnson off guard. While he was open, Johnson seemed to be there saying, my bad.
Crowd getting into it, John. I love it.
A spirited student section. Taylor goes down. Sam Cole, super sophomore with a sack.
Right when they needed it, John, just their 3rd sack of the season. They get it in a big time when they really needed it. See Cole here lining up, looking for the gap. Untouched. Taylor didn't have a chance.
Cole fired up for good reason, and credit the coaching staff for Bishop Luers again for not necessarily a miracle here that their team's competing like this, but they made some adjustments. Cole was not originally a starter this year. Taylor rifles it incomplete. And how about Northside right there? 3 consecutive passing plays, nursing the 5-point lead. I mean, credit Northside for kind of doing what got him here to this point, but now Bishop Luers will get the ball back with plenty of time and a chance with a touchdown to take the lead.
Not surprised they were passing, but I was surprised that they were passing downfield. Thought maybe they'd go maybe a swing pass that screened to the side, and Taylor throwing that one behind his receiver, and we got a fake.
A fake punt. It was a direct snap to Hassan Lambert, the star running back. He doesn't get to the line of scrimmage. It's a turnover on downs, and Bishop Luers will take over in Northside territory with 5:16 to go, down by 5. Buckle up.
4th and 19, fake punt in your own territory? Scratch my head on that one there, John. I mean, I like the odds with Lambert there, a hard to tackle back, good runner. But, I mean, there's too many black shirts right there.
One area that's not necessarily a point of strength for Northside is their punting game, so they opt to forego it and give it to one of their playmakers in Lambert. Carson Clark, pressure coming, he gets away. Clark on the run, got a big block from Johnny Sewell, and he's inside the 25.
So a big shout out to the offensive line. I love the patience here from Clark. Just held in the pocket, went through his progression. Smart decision to run there. I don't love him taking the hit. Chance for Northside to strip that ball, but I mean, big play, setting them up. Get a good chance to score here.
New set of downs. Menson in motion. Hand off to Hale. It's late in the 4th quarter, and he's as spry as ever. Sir Hale. In the blink of an eye, he had about 5 yards right there.
First time in a long time we called his name, able to bust a big one. Linemen are able to get to the 2nd level. Block those linebackers, and Hale keeps the legs churning, takes four or five legends to bring him down. I think we got an injury on the field here, John.
Yeah, unfortunately, a Northside player is down. And unfortunately, speaking of injuries, the reason why we've seen Hale here with the majority of the carries, at last I saw, the starting running back Ramon Anderson had his helmet off while on the sideline. And so right now the athletic training crew for Northside is out to take care of the injured player. We'll step aside here in the fourth quarter with 4:30 to go. Bishop Luers down by 5, but driving. And right now, nice to see Tyrese Bichon, the junior cornerback, get up on his own power and go off the field. And so we actually will keep it here. No timeout. The Knights in black, the Legends in white. Bishop Luers trying to shake off back-to-back losses. Northside attempting to win consecutive games for the first time this year. The Legends are ranked top 10 of the state in 5A. Sir Hale, the little guy, bullying his way forward.
Man, I love it. And also, Coach Lindsay now able to open up the playbook a little bit more, not forced to throw on every play. Give it to the sure-handed Hale. And dude is just trucking 5'7". 5'7", 155, tough to bring down.
The junior is leaving it out on the field. Second and 2. Hale attempting to sneak forward. Tackle.
I think might bring the chains in here for a measurement.
Stops the clock with 3:19 to go.
Tell you, John, Coach Lindsay here kind of playing a little bit of game here. How much clock do you really want to burn? Because if you are able to score, how much time you want to leave for Taylor in that offense?
It's a first down. And yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Northside with the most potent offense in the area. Regardless of what Bishop Luers does here, you figure in all likelihood Northside's going to get the ball back. And anytime they're on the field, all they really need is a play. And they're a scoring threat.
But the Luers defense is feeling good about themselves with that last possession, setting that offense up here. I want to see if they go I formation. That's what they did on the 2-point conversion before that penalty. Clark under center. They are going to line up.
It's first and goal from the 4. Hand off to Hale, who's tripped up. Ronald Collins III, a tackle for Northside. Of course, for as entertaining as this game has been and how impressive it's been to see how both teams have played, how hard they've played, how resilient they've been, hanging over Northside, the loss of one of their brothers from the class of 2020 in Theo Redmond. His brother Trayvon, number 9, out there as a cornerback. Play action. Clark to the end zone. Incomplete. Jaden Hill, the sophomore tight end, almost made an amazing catch that would have given the Knights the lead. Instead, it's third and goal from the 8.
You see it here. I think that was Turner, Jordan Turner, breaking that one up.
Turner's had a big game at receiver, and maybe his biggest play of the night comes on D.
He ripped that ball out. That ball was in his hands. That was 6 if Turner doesn't make that play.
And again, knew this year that Coach Brevard has his best players going both ways, especially in the big moments like right now.
Of course, obviously, Lindsay can't think about time now. Just got to think about getting that ball and find pay dirt.
Third and goal from the 8. Clark fires, caught, Glenn, touchdown, Knights. and Bishop Luers has come from 11 down in the fourth quarter to take the lead with 2:02 to go.
Tell you, keep it stupid simple on that play call. Glenn just a little up and out. No one near him. Defender bites on the inside. All alone. Knights are up. 2 minutes to go.
The juniors, Clark and Glenn, have been in sync all season long. And in the highest pressure of moments, they hook up for a go-ahead touchdown. And now the Knights will go for two, attempting to make it a three-point lead to prevent a field goal from putting them behind. Play action. Clark across his body. Caught for two. Doty, the sophomore.
Young kids making some big plays. The juniors starting, and then now the super soft with the two-point conversion. Clark just took his time, rolled to his right, just waited for the right time. Lining up at the fullback, Doty was. I saw him earlier. I thought he missed them. Then Doty, look at him, just pointing his finger up. Hey, put it up for me. He makes it.
Crazy throw by Clark, the lefty across his body. And Doty, who's not been on the field much on offense this year, making plays all around. You hate to see that anyone has to lose this game.
Can we just keep playing, John? This is awesome.
Hey, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
A field goal could allow us to continue playing. This Northside team, though, isn't done yet. And one of the top offenses around is going to have the ball likely last.
Just heard there, John, Bishop Luers killed 3 minutes off that clock. Almost a perfect drive for Coach Lindsay. Just one more stop's kind of all you need here for the Knights. I just want to see if the Legends can handle the kickoff. It's just been a theme all night.
From the get-go, lots of turnovers. Pineda drives it into the ground. It's scooped up by Marvin Suttle. And a not-so-huddle takedown at the 38.
Smart play there, keep it away from the playmakers. I think you'll live with Taylor in that offense starting from the 35. John, just force him to go that 70, 65 yards there.
Make no bones about it, this would be a big upset for Bishop Luers. Well, the team hashtag for Northside is #BeLegendary. Deuce Taylor and this offense has a chance for a legendary drive right now. Pass to the sideline, incomplete. Taylor looking for Adrian Sewell. Tight coverage, though.
Nick Thompson there again.
Another sophomore. Yep. Remember these names now for the next couple of years. Again, regardless of what goes down this season for Bishop Luers. Although a game like this has you excited about the possibilities come playoff time, especially.
Just be trouble the rest of the year in the SAC. Just create havoc.
Northrop for next week on notice. 1:51 to go. This senior quarterback, Taylor, fires deep, and it's caught. Tay Johnson, all by himself. A quick strike touchdown for the Legends, who regain the lead with 1:39 remaining.
Man, just like that, whole new ball game. Leave your playmaker outside. And I think the
62 yards.
The quarterback gambled on here, went for the ball. Let's see who that was. I thought it was Mason, maybe Mason Darling, trying to make that play. But I mean, what else can you do there? That's the only play he can make.
You want to talk about futures again? There's Johnson, only a freshman, his second touchdown tonight. It's a 3-point game. And now it's a 4-point game, a clutch extra point by Benito Romero. The junior makes sure that Bishop Luers now needs a touchdown. A field goal won't cut it. And all of a sudden, the wind sucked out of the sails here at Luers Field. On a fairly windy evening. And the Knights will have to drive into the wind.
Hey, John, I'm trying to count my lead changes here. That might be the 4th or 5th lead change this game, back and forth. Man.
Topsy-turvy. With only one home game remaining after this for the Knights, it'll be the Battle of the Bishops against Bishop Dwenger 2 Fridays from now. Look at our next broadcast, brought to you by Polypro Concrete Coatings.
John, we had 7 touchdowns in that first half, now up to 6 after a slow third quarter here. Offense is finally finding that groove again, which the defense can make the last stop. And honestly, John, it's a game that whoever has the ball last might win.
Both teams have been so resilient, you just don't know what they're capable of.
Oh, no. Ooh. I thought maybe Northside was going to jump on that ball.
Nearly recovering it down close to the 30, but it does go out of bounds. So that's a flag against Northside. And we'll see what Bishop Luers decides to do here. They could have Northside re-kick it from 5 yards further back. Looks like the Knights will have Northside re-kick. This game has been nuts.
The game going on to the 3-hour mark here, John. Don't want it to end.
And Northside, frankly, they're playing for more than just a win here tonight. They are playing to honor the spirit of one of the faces of their program in recent years, in Theo Redmond. It hurts to say, but in the past week, Theo had his life taken in Youngstown, Ohio. His brother Trayvon, wearing his number 9, has been an impact player on defense and special teams tonight, but no tackle in this case, as it's downed at the 33. There's Trayvon Redmond. Changed his uniform number this week to wear number 9 to honor his brother. An incredible young man. He spoke with local reporters on TV during the week, and for so many of us, I think we can't even imagine that we'd have what it takes to talk to a camera, to play on the field here tonight. But there he is with his brothers around him. Clark dumps it off for Sir Hale. He's inbounds. The clock continues to tick. Bishop Luers has 2 timeouts to go. Less than 90 seconds remain.
So you got to go a little hurry up here. Clock's ticking. You still have a lot of time with that 2 timeouts. Let's see what Lindsay dials up here.
Clark looking for Glenn, his go-to guy. Didn't have him, he runs out of bounds, stopping the clock. With 59 seconds to go, it's the final minute. 59.7 seconds left. That was not enough for a first down. It'll be 3rd and 4. Obviously, 4-down territory now.
I love that decision from him. Doesn't force the ball, doesn't throw another turnover, just live to see another day.
It's the game of the night in the SAC. It's been back and forth since the beginning. Clark, pass caught by Lake. He's got a first down and a heady play. Gets out of bounds in Northside territory.
Serving the timeouts, heady play, gets out of bounds. Crossing midfield, right at midfield actually.
Way back when, the Knights actually did lead 14-0, but after that, Northside, unflappable, quickly recovered. Legends took the lead by the second quarter, and each side has had an answer throughout. A game to remember for a long time. 4 receivers for Clark. The junior hurls it. Incomplete. The sophomore Nick Thompson almost made a great grab. Instead, 2nd and 10, 47 seconds left. 2 timeouts.
You mentioned it a long time ago, John, the depth of Bishop Luers. You got 47 seconds left. How much left do they have left in the tank? Because receivers, they're sprinting 10, 15 yards. Got to run all the way back. Let's see if Clark won't. He's looked to take a shot here. Let's see if he does it here, but you got to be smart.
Clark, quick drop, quick trigger, and Thompson with the catch. He got out of bounds with 39 seconds left. But shy of a first down, it's 3rd and 2.
Just slowly marching down the field, working the sidelines here. We're saving the timeouts for Coach Lindsay here. Clark, I like the decision making. Not trying to do too much, throwing the underneath route.
Clark aired it just over the hands of a defender. That was almost picked by Hassan Lambert. Incomplete.
Well, he had him, John. He had Hale on the wheel route here, right there in the shotgun next to him. That's just a good defensive play by the corner. Lambert. And tell you, that ball almost got to Hale, too.
4th and 2. It's come down to this. The Knights need a first down to extend the game. Carson Clark, back to pass. Airs it deep for Menson. He makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. 29 seconds to go for Bishop Luers.
That pass, John. 4th and 2, you're airing it out? My goodness.
We got guys on both sides balling.
Clark, oh, beautiful ball. Good spiral, good arch.
The Knights have 2 timeouts left. Handoff to Sir Hale. Hale gets gobbled up at the 5.
Lindsay right there will burn one of those timeouts. Man, I just can't get over the composure of Menson to turn around, make that catch on 4th and 2. Clark, the guts to throw it. My goodness, what a game.
One of the finest high school football games you will ever see.
In the offensive line, great protection for Clark as well. He put that where only his receiver could get it. On a dime.
Even the coaches right there, I think it was Coach Lindsay dropping the play sheet accidentally getting caught up in the emotions and also caught up in signaling for the timeout.
Hard not to.
Or I should say for the play call, they did not call the timeout. After that, they had the handoff to Hale. Timeout now. There's still one timeout to go, and Northside with 2 timeouts in case they would need to use one to perhaps just stay in control.
So you might see handoff to Hale here and use that last timeout. If they don't get it, then throw on the next couple downs here. On second down here.
It's Glenn on the left side. Clark looking for Glenn.
Got him.
Caught it. Inbounds. Down. Bishop Luers.
Man.
The Knights go up with 12.4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Unreal.
I mean, when every time the Knights need a big play or they just need to convert a big play, going to Glenn, I like that. Look at Clark's head, going from the right side of the field to the left, looking off the defenders, and then just the good hands there by Glenn.
The Knights were embarrassed last week at Concordia, lost 38-0. They made a quarterback change in the second half. Extra point good once more for the sophomore Roel Pineda. It's a 3-point game with 12 seconds left.
Of course, John, we just can't count out the legends. Big play receivers, quarterback with a big arm. You might see that pooch kick again here and see if Luers can't fall on it. See if there's another mistake out there. Relatively clean play this last 6 minutes.
This is somewhat reminiscent of the game that was played here between these two a couple years ago. One that Northside won 52-49, and that was a signature win early on for head coach Mike Brevard with the Legends. Last year, Northside won 19-14, so a different story from a year ago. Historically, Luers has won 19 of 29 meetings between the two.
John, I think
Sophomore
that's the
Doty right now motioning for the crowd to get up.
fourth lead change of this quarter, I think, John. Crazy.
And if you're here right now, how could you not be standing? Pineda kicks it deep. Turner on the return. Towards the sideline, dragged down, 5 seconds on the clock.
Got nervous there, John. Thought maybe could have seen a horse collar there. Northside coach is asking for it. Doesn't matter, made the play, 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, that would have made a unbelievable difference. 15 yards further down the field, could have made a Hail Mary maybe realistic to reach the end zone. Right now, Northside back against the wall. They've responded time after time tonight, time after time over the years under Coach Brevard. Basically now in search of a miracle.
I think this is it, John. I think you only run one. You have good time to run one play unless you just do a quick out to the sideline, timeout from Luers. And I like what they're setting up here. You got Glenn out here in center field. John Clark on the day for Bishop Luers, 4 TDs, 339 yards throwing. He's right up there with Taylor, who's thrown 349 yards with 6 TDs, 10 TDs throwing today.
A legendary game between the Legends and the Knights.
And he'll throw up, got 3 rushing touchdowns as well. Get Hale for the Knights, 128 yards rushing. have yourself a day. And Lambert himself got 161, excuse me. And then Glenn receiving 144 yards, 2 TDs, coming up big. Crazy game, just insane. This has to be wrapped up with some of the best high school games I've ever been at, John. This is nuts.
Yeah, I can't think of a better one that I've ever witnessed in person. Coach Brevard on the left. No matter what, proud of his group tonight. Deuce Taylor. Pressured. Taylor throws it as far as he can down the field.
Oh,
Turner couldn't get to it. Incomplete.
No flags, John. Northside irate for a pass interference. You could have called one there. But I mean, just look, but the Knights here. What a game.
Final score, Bishop Luers 49, Northside 46. On homecoming, the Knights show their Luers spirit, show their pride, and in an unforgettable game, it's the Knights who prevail.
Man, just the guts of this team. Northside throws a punch. Bishop Luers throws a punch right back and right to a T, as this Luers team should be excited as they are waving to the Northside team as they leave the field, obviously being aware of the situation over there. In solidarity with the team, but of course, always time to celebrate with the Knights.
Yeah, this loss would certainly draw empathy for Northside just based off how the game was played and how many great plays Northside made, albeit coming up just basically one play short. And then in the context of the loss of Theo Redmond earlier in the week, and all the emotions Northside was experiencing this week, the fact that they were able to come out and still have the performance that they did is so remarkable in itself.
Yep. A lot of heart on both sides there, John. Luers playing with a lot of heart, ending a losing streak, getting an upset win. Northside, I mean, playing a tough game. Loss of a loved one. Guts all over the field. I mean, just credit to both teams.
In broadcasting, you're never supposed to be speechless, but hard to find the right words to precisely capture what unfolded here tonight. In a crazy game. All of a sudden, Bishop Luers right now with a renewed look on the second half of the regular season as the Knights improve to 2-3, while the Legends fall to 2-3 themselves. And you hope for the young men there that with all they've had to experience this week, they can pick themselves up. But again, that's where they can turn to their head coach, Mike Brevard, a great leader of men who's overcome so much himself to help them continue to move forward. But for tonight, it has to sting unbelievably badly. Well, it's an entirely different range of emotions for Bishop Luers to celebrate.
Man, just an absolute fun game. I mean, protecting your home turf on homecoming night. Fellow teammate getting the crown. Just an absolute fun game. It was just an honor and privilege to be here, John. Just a fun game.
The Knights crowned victors here tonight over Northside. For Cale DeVoe and everyone behind the scenes on our Neverends Sports Network crew, including our director, Doug Ferguson, this is John Nolan saying thanks for watching and so long from Luers Field on the south side of Fort Wayne.